how we roll. It's game time, fellas. Come on. It's our turn. It's game time, fellas. Come on. It's our turn. It's game time, fellas. Come on. It's our turn. Let's do it. Let's show them how we roll. It's game time, fellas. Come on. It's time, fellas. It's time.
Welcome, everybody. Thanks for joining us for NBA action on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan along courtside with Brent Berry and Greg Anthony. We've got David Aldridge on our sideline. DA, take it away.
De'Aaron Fox talked about his mentality on the court. You put the ball in his hands, he says, I'm going to take over the game. It doesn't have to be scoring, just always attacking. Always. You got to be a dog. Don't back down from anyone. Kevin, I know you're a dog. Back to you.
A little intimidation factor, DA. Thanks. And let's see what Denver has coming up. On Tuesday, they'll head home to take on the Dallas Mavericks. And then on Thursday, they'll be facing Drew Holiday and the New Orleans Pelicans. Now let's take a look at Denver's opening lineup. Millsap and Jokic, the big men. The backcourt is Murray and Harris. And it's Porter and at the small forward position. And for the Kings, Hield and Barnes are the 2 and the 3. Parker out there with Bagley, and it's Fox in at point guard. Many players on their best behavior to start the year. Do things get more chippy as the season goes on?
If you were in a marriage, Kevin, let's say, and
I am.
And you are. Let's say you had what's called the honeymoon phase.
Yes.
Right around December, that's about your 5th year of marriage. And guys start to think about, you know what, I keep seeing you every day, and I don't like how it is that I'm playing, and I don't like where we are right now. It's cold in this gym. What is going on? That might spill over occasionally to competition on the floor.
Well, because my wife plays this game, watches our broadcast,
yeah.
I'm always in the honeymoon stage.
I'm looking at you, Kevin, and I cannot believe you just said that.
I can't believe she's playing it.
Shooting one.
Well, some ups and downs for Marvin Bagley in that rookie campaign with the Kings, but you could see the flashes of potential and the tremendous work ethic when he was out on that floor.
And Jokic wide open, he shoots. Plenty of room to knock down the shot.
One of the more skilled offensive players that is on the floor here tonight, Kevin. Not an easy fella to hold in check.
It's Fox with the drive, and it's sent back by Millsap. Murray against Hield, and there's Murray on the assist from Porter. And with Bagley, the mobility he showed for his size is really what impresses you.
And that blend of size and speed is why many feel like he could play across the entire front line. Wasn't in the Rookie of the Year race, but in a few years, he could be right there with the best of the best from that 2018 class.
Offense clicking early here, 3 for 4 to start this one.
Fox looking it over. Here's Bagley. Paul Millsap with the rebound.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be because he is so strong in the paint.
And the first shot of the night for him, no good. For Sacramento, they've gone just 1 of 4 to get this game started. Bagley with the bucket.
Like to see him take it there. Marvin Bagley, confident play.
Just about 2 minutes into the game, first quarter of basketball. Hield against Harris. Here's Murray. Basket is good. The assist from Harris.
Yeah, another nice bucket down low. They've really been able to work the ball into the post effectively here so far.
Now, here's Fox. He had 25 points in the win against the Utah Jazz.
Well, the more Fox does that, the more he's going to be looked at like a leader.
Harris against Hield. Harris dishes to Millsap. Unable to get that one. Now Sacramento takes it the other way. This the first chance to take a look at the Nuggets this season.
And they'll be seeing each other 4 times this year. This is the first meeting, looking for a good start in the series.
Yeah, and who's going to set the tone here tonight? That'll be something to watch.
Clock at 4. Hield from outside.
Hey, come on, grab that.
That one, no good. Good defense by Jokic. Harris finds Murray. That's in, and he's now 3 for 3 and looking sharp.
Well, if Murray gets his slashing game together like that, that's a good sign for his offense. Love how confident he is.
Bagley against Jokic. Bagley the pass to Barnes. 13 feet away. It's hauled in by the Nuggets.
And the D does just enough to throw off his rhythm on that shot.
Murray outside. Barnes with it. Now guarded by Murray. And the dunk by Barnes.
Yeah, Barnes knows in this offense he's got to get out on the break. That time, does it well.
And so it's Murray with it. He brings it up for Denver. That one misses. So the Kings will take it the other way. They put up a nice win against Utah last time out.
Mental toughness on the road. The arena was rocking, but they just got down to business and never let up.
Impressive to see them on the road just step up and have that kind of offensive performance.
Jokic, good, and the assist goes to Murray.
Such an outstanding effort there for the big man to stay focused with his shot. Jokic, tremendous concentration.
Hield outside. And the call up against Jokic. That is his first foul of the game. Three-pointer, Hield bangs home the trifecta. Hield's got 6.
Still the strongest part of Buddy Hield's game. He is a lethal shooter. What a perfect stroke that was.
Here's Murray. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. And while Murray is known, Brent, for his outside shooting, he's very strong with his in-between game as well.
Yeah, he's got a lot of options offensively and getting more and more in contact with Jokic on those high screen and rolls. Devastating, Kevin, when he gets to that left hand, gets around the free throw line and shoots that high floater. There are nights where he does tons of damage with that.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
The first one falls.
You talk about players who are X factors for their team, and for the Nuggets, Jamal Murray is one of those guys. He is a guy that once he gets going, feels like the team can become unbeatable.
And so Murray nails both of them. As you said, Brent, a hot Jamal Murray can take over a game.
Big-time investment from the Nuggets this offseason in what Jamal Murray is to them now, but what he can be in the future. And I think right now what he's looking to be is as consistent as he possibly can be, night in and night out, to prepare this team each season to play its best basketball in the postseason.
Now here's Porter, following the missed shot by De'Aaron Fox. Harris looking it over with his first shot attempt. That's tipped. Parker passes to Fox. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Parker.
That's a good read by Jabari, a solid passer, and he knew he could reward a teammate that time.
The pass to Millsap. Murray against Fox. Murray, the pass to Jokic. Shot clock at 6. Got a hand on it. And now in transition is Parker. Here we go. And the dunk by Parker.
Parker getting out and beating everybody down the floor that time. Easy reward.
They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Now, here's Jokic. He's coming off a 16-point game against Phoenix.
Lest us not forget about the work on the glass, Kevin. His effort level was a 10 that night out of 10.
Here's Fox, following the score by Jamal Murray. Over Murray, and it's wide right, hits off the rim.
Well, they shouldn't be giving that shot to anyone, but they certainly shouldn't be giving it to him. That's a big break for the defense.
And a smooth shooting stroke off the catch. Porter clearly excels in those situations.
And here is Fox, after Michael Porter made the last three-pointer. Outside, Fox. And it's good for 2. Fox has got his 3rd basket of the night right there.
And that's what you like to see right there. A solid move to give himself some room and take it inside.
Timeout is called. First of the game for the Nuggets.
You think about the Kings and how far off it is that they are from getting into their primes. If they keep learning the game the right way and find some cohesion together here, there's some building blocks for these Kings to do some damage in the near future and sustain it.
Catching up on the changes for Sacramento. Rashawn Holmes, he's checked in for Marvin Bagley. Harry Giles comes in for Jabari Parker. Bielitsa, he's checked in for Barnes. And it's Bogdan Bogdanovic in for Heel. And Sacramento has possession after the Nuggets pick up 2. Now, here's Holmes. He's guarded by Plumlee. Outside, Bogdanovic. Offline with his 3. Brent, most NBA players peak around, 27, 28, 30 years old? Kings have a lot of players entering right now that range.
Well, you think about they're actually a few years even from that range, Kevin, and so that youth will pay off as long as the player development is there, and if they can stay with a consistent coach for some time here, the likes of Fox and Bagley and Hield and Bogdanovic, it's a nice young core, and we'll see if they can get the job done, get themselves into the playoffs, and start getting the kind of experience that propels an organization forward.
It's tipped. Plumlee with the rebound. The Nuggets trail. And now the fast break. Grant with the ball. Murray, no good. Sacramento's gone 3 of 5 from three-point land so far in the ballgame. And he gets it to go as they call the foul. He's on his way to the line for one more.
Bogdanovic knocked around a little bit there, but sticks with his shot.
Well, he's not a huge name in the league yet, but Bogdan Bogdanovic was a big part of the Kings' success last season.
Very strong shooter and comes off the bench and helps to stabilize the offense. Not only can score, but can make plays, uses his long reach on defense, and can take some pressure off of what the second unit is asked to do on a nightly basis in Sacramento. One area after watching Denver over the course of the past 2 years showing what they can do offensively is for them to improve on the defensive end of the floor. About middle of the pack last year, they can get into that top 5. They become very formidable as a finals team.
Now here's Murray. Dishes to Grant. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. And for the Nuggets, I think they concede, Brent, that defense is a work in progress.
Well, that's why they jumped, though, last year, Kevin. 2 years ago, they were at the very bottom of the league, and last year showed some signs of getting some cohesion on that end of the floor. If they get into that top 5, Kevin, this team could be on their way to the NBA Finals.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
The free throw drops for Grant. And you see Jeremy Grant on this team, he means so much more than just his stats.
He's a fantastic glue guy, and his teammates talk about how unselfish he is on the floor. Great team player and an even better chemistry guy off the court.
And Grant drops them both. And Brent, with the corner three being such a popular shot, should we consider widening the court, making it all feel the same?
That's an interesting question, Kevin. There's been some talk around the idea of actually dissipating that three-point line into the sideline.
Yes.
And I really just wanted to say dissipating, by the way.
Well, and you said it well.
The other thing, Kevin, that has been considered, what if we went back to skinnying up the lane line, back to the original George Mikan days of the lane being 6 feet wide rather than what we see today at 12 feet? That would put a ton more value on post-up and two-point play, almost so much as the three-point shot and the two-point shot in the post equate to the same amount of points per possession.
Yeah. Here's Morris. The Kings getting the bucket. Murray outside. And there's the feed to Grant. And yes, it's good. Grant's got his second bucket of the night.
Like that from Murray right there. When he's passing it like this, it can make him so much better and so much more open.
Pass to Bielitsa. 1:31 left in the first quarter. Took the opportunity when he saw it. Bogdanovich has got 8 points.
Not just the accuracy in the quarter, it's his movement and the energy that's getting him on this nice roll.
Pass to Murray. High, arcing shot. It's blocked. They get it back. Grant surveying the D. Morris with the bucket.
And they don't want to get in a habit of giving him open looks from three. First quarter still, but not who you want to leave open.
Now, here's Bielitsa. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. Now, here's Bogdanovich. The Kings need to get off a shot here. And it's Giles missing. Denver's gone 2 of 4 from beyond the arc to start the game. Murray, no good. And here's Fox. He'll bring it up for Sacramento. Here's Giles. The rebound by Grant.
He may not be the strongest inside presence in the league, but still, he's got to convert from there.
Murray dishes to Plumlee. Murray with it. On the wing, Morris. A miss that time would have put him up. And at the end of one, both teams putting up some points. The Kings on top, leading by just 2. And we'll be back in just a moment with the start of the second quarter. Nikola Jokic, a former second-round pick turned star in the league, talks about what the game means to him.
Basketball, like passion, love. Like, that is the thing I play like when I know 4, 6, 7 years old. I don't know. Like basketball is always in my life. That like I think it's passion. I think it's passion.
In basketball, Greg, a big deal in Jokic's native land of Serbia.
And I love his creativity. There's an artistry and a freedom in how he plays the game.
Oh, come on, bust that, baby.
Some good action already in this one, but a fairly even matchup after the first quarter of play. And for the Kings guys, what jumps out to you stats-wise?
Just stretching out the floor in that first. They had the defense scrambling.
Pretty prime example here of how to space the floor and do it correctly. When you do it, that's the kind of thing that happens.
And a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. On the court right now for the Kings, Fox and Bogdanovich pair up at the 1 and the 2. Bielitsa is out there with Holmes, and it's Len in at the 5 roaming the paint. Well, Greg, it took some time for Bogdan Bogdanovich to make it over to the NBA, but you can see why he was worth the wait.
And Bogdanovich showed some flashes of his great shooting
Take a
that
break.
rookie year,
Take a
and
break.
only improved on
Two
that
shots.
last season. Still, in his mid-20s, he should only continue to get better as he adjusts to the NBA.
Free throw good, Murray.
Man, what a luxury if Murray can play both guard positions, a perfect blend of shrewd passing and some fearless shooting.
Kent Bazemore's checked in for Sacramento. And so Murray nails both of them.
Well, a great player on a great role at the charity stripe. The D has got to be careful about being too aggressive on him and sending him back for freebies.
Here's Fox. The rebound by Grant. The Nuggets trail by 3. He's now 2 for 3 with that miss.
And the pressure he put on that shot forced the miscue.
Those are all the little things about effort there. He just gets out there and contests, and that's just enough.
Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Well, Kevin, after years and years of rebuilding, the Kings are finally a team on the rise, and they're earning respect. Draymond Green said they've got a lot of young talent, never quit, probably the fastest team in the history of the NBA. Green said after he plays them, I leave the game exhausted. I go home, I'm dead. And Kevin, we know that Green is pretty accustomed to going all out.
David, he sure is. He's got a lot of engine in him. Thank you so much.
What a culture shift it's been in Sacramento the last few years. Vlade Divac, along with Peja Stojakovic, two of the legendary Sacramento Kings players, finding their footing and trying to put their stamp on this organization with some of the young talent that they've acquired.
Now here's Murray. He's got 12. Barton, wide open, he fires. Good, and the assist goes to Murray. Murray's got 3 assists tonight. Sacramento leading by 3. Outside, Bogdanovich. Pass to Fox. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Here's Bazemore. It's hauled in by the Nuggets. Grant's got 4 rebounds in this game. And Brent, around the league, people are saying the Kings are one of the scarier teams on the rise.
Well, they drafted decently. They play a system that now is speaking to some of their young talent. They've had a nice blend. It's been a long time coming in Sacramento, but fans coming out to the new arena to support this new, young, hungry Kings group.
Shooting 2.
That free throw good from Morris.
That was a terrific sophomore season for Monte Morris, one of the best assist-to-turnover ratio guys in the league. The former Iowa State Cyclone got a lot of rotation minutes and was huge in the playoffs as he came in as a spark plug off the bench.
Bagley, he's checked in for Bogdanovich. And Morris drops them both. And for Morris, Brent, a great success story on a 2-way contract player.
Yeah, you got to give credit to the Nuggets and the way that they operated their G League team and the way that Monte Morris was able to develop with a lot of minutes there and then come in and be an impact player. More and more teams being conscientious of how they're using the G League. Monte Morris, a success story from that sort of production.
Sacramento's gone 5 of 8 from three-point land, 15 points and a deep ball for them tonight. Bazemore, no one around him, and a miss there on the triple. The Nuggets have gotten only 1 of their first 4 shots in the second quarter to drop. Barton passes to Jokic. In the hoop for his 3rd make from the field. He's 3 for 4 thus far in the contest.
Jokic and body control. Man, years ago we wouldn't have said that. I'm saying it now.
And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. It's going to be on Jokic. Sacramento shooting their 4th and 5th attempts at the free throw line tonight.
2.
And he makes the first. Player development, not just a coach's job, Brent, something you're active in right now. And, there are some players who are playing currently who are terrific mentors and teachers on teams.
There's no doubt about it that there are guys. I think about first what Vince Carter has provided to the teams he's been around in the past couple seasons. Zach Randolph, to some degree, was doing that as he moved from Memphis to Sacramento. But there are guys who are still players and that are on the floor contributing and doing big things like Chris Paul and Mike Conley that are such huge attributes to an organization when they start to introduce the changeover in their roster or the next phase of their team. You got to give a lot of kudos and appreciate the fact that players who've been that great for that long accept and willingly accept, Kevin, the role of teaching young guys and paying it forward.
And role players that have been like Calderon and Haslam, who have not been stars, but have been important parts of their organization.
Also, tremendous examples of what it means to be a professional day in and day out. If your responsibilities aren't as great as the top 4 or 5 players, there's still things you can do to make your team better on a daily basis. Those are 2 great names, Kevin.
Harris finds Barton. Here's Jokic. Another 3 for Denver.
They've been outstanding from beyond the arc this quarter. Their percentage has been climbing steadily.
Here's Fox. Len dishes to Bagley. And another shot. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. Paul Millsap picks one up.
Like to see Bagley establish some confidence and play aggressive here. Terrific at making some of the defenders get physical with him.
And these are his second and third free throws tonight.
Two.
That's good from Bagley.
Now, Bagley can give you just a little bit of everything on the inside. I know he had a slow start to his rookie year, but really picked it up as he came along and got up to speed with not only playing with Fox, but in the NBA system and as to where he could be effective.
And the Kings making a change here. Heald's checked in, and so Bagley nails them both. And with Bagley, it was clear just how active he was on both ends.
Yeah, he can do that. He's got that kind of length. He's got a soft touch around the rim, and if he can run out and transition and steal a few easy points, he could be a consistent 17 to 18-point scorer in this league.
And how about the transition from Paul Millsap, going away from that star role to being more of a role player here in his later years? No longer needed to carry the torch, if you will, in terms of scoring and rebounding, but he can still give you just a bit of everything else at this stage.
And that one falls for Millsap. And with Millsap, you can just see him contribute in so many ways.
I mean, a great passer for his position and also very unselfish with his offense. Still a plus defender with how often he is giving up size on the inside.
Parker's checked in for the Kings. And good on the second, so he makes them both.
No wasted trips at all. They're taking care of business at the line.
And Bazemore kicks to Barnes. And Parker with the basket on the assist by Barnes. Parker's got the game tied up here for the Kings. Bazemore against Barton. Denver passing it around. The pass to Jokic. Over Bagley. The shot's good from Nikola Jokic. Jokic has got 7 now in this quarter.
Sweet to be a difference maker in the game, and he's been a great option for them on these possessions.
Hield against Harris. Porter with the steal. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
Yeah, just using those long strides to just kind of knife through the teeth of the defense. Porter daring them to hit him on that one.
This is his first free throw of the game.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And that one misses.
A great season for the Nuggets last year, winning the Northwest Division. Kind of a tough way to go out in the postseason for them as they lost to the Portland Trail Blazers. But overall, a terrific direction and lots of room to grow that has them excited about the Denver Nuggets competing at an elite level this season.
And the second free throw, good. You know, Brent, for what the Nuggets did last season, they showed they're going to be a factor for years to come.
Well, they had big wins over a lot of key opponents last year. I mean, really stepping up to the level of their competition. And they demonstrated that they're one of the best teams in the Western Conference, but there is room to grow. Hopefully that motivation is something that gets them to the next level.
And that's how you want to see defense played. Got right up in his face to bother the shot.
That's going to make any scorer uncomfortable when you get that aggressive.
And that one's good, Barton.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Now Bazemore. He's coming off a 10-point game against Utah. Hield outside. And he banks in the layup. Hield's got 8 points.
Yeah, for guards who are young players in the NBA, finishing around the rim is always a focus at this level. Nice job by Hield there.
Now here's Barton. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against Phoenix.
Felt like he had a sense in that game that the defense was being over-aggressive, and he tried to take advantage of that. He continually frustrated them throughout the night and got to the free throw line.
Hield can't hit. The Nuggets leading by 3. Outside, Porter. Back to Jokic. Passes it to Porter. Barton outside, just 5 on the clock. No good there. Good D by Barnes. Sacramento's gone 1 of 3 from way outside since the start of the second quarter.
Deceptive reach from Jokic there, swatting that shot away using those long arms.
Feeds it to Millsap. Gets that one to fall after missing his first 2. 1 for 3 from the field. The Kings trail by 5. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
So the Kings call timeout. They're first. Brent, on both ends of the floor, Will Barton is an effective spark plug for this team.
Yeah, he can fire you up out there, Kevin. He can do some things, obviously, defensively to get the team going and igniting the fast break. And then offensively, I know Mike Malone might not agree with all of the choices from Will Barton, but when he gets it going, it's an extra spark for this Nuggets squad.
Some changes for Sacramento. Giles checked in for Bagley, and it's Bogdanovich in for Kent Bazemore. Giles kicks to Hield. Bogdanovich passes to Giles. Nobody near Barnes. Hits the three-point bomb. Barnes has got 5 now.
Harrison Barnes very comfortable in that catch and shoot.
Outside, Porter. Back to Barton. Pass to Jokic. And here's Barton. He has 5. 5 on the clock. Millsap finds Porter. From deep three-point range, Harris misses.
And if you have to admire his confidence on that, but there's no way that's going to fall.
Coaches will tell you that's a bad shot, but when your teammates tell you that, you probably got to think about it.
Oh, the officials are all over that one.
Well, last season we saw Buddy Hield step into the primary scoring option role for the team. He flourished in that, Brent, and his percentages didn't change.
No, he was a great complement alongside what De'Aaron Fox was doing for them in transition. But a new coaching staff, Kevin, it'll be interesting to see if Buddy Hield continues to get 8 threes a game, which is what he did last year, along with trying to improve other aspects to be more and more consistent on the offensive end of the floor.
First free throw is good.
And really, for a long time, the specter hanging over Buddy Hield was he's the player who was traded for DeMarcus Cousins. Hard billing to live up to, but he has made some giant leaps with his development.
Rashawn Holmes, he's checked in for Parker. Plumlee, he's checked in for the Nuggets. Murray comes in for Barton. That one drops. He ties it up. And Hield has slowly but surely turned himself into one of the elite shooters in the NBA.
And guys, to be as locked in as he is from deep with his height and release is deadly. He's the kind of player who gets better as his teammates get better around him, and he is just now finding his stride.
Bogdanovich up top, guarded by Harris. And Bogdanovich kicks to Hield. Lets a floater go. That one, no good. And the Nuggets going the other way.
Yeah, one player sometimes can drag down your offense, and he seems to be an anchor here in this quarter.
Outside, Porter from downtown. Rebounded by Holmes.
And the rebound battle split evenly thus far.
Pass to Barnes. And here's Bogdanovich. On the wing, Hield. Off target from the wing.
Well, if he's going to keep shooting, they've got to run some plays for him. Screens, pick and rolls, anything they can do to get him started.
Murray finds Porter. Here's Millsap. Shoots a fader. That one goes in. Now it's a 4-point Nugget lead.
That's Millsap's bread and butter there. Good mid-range shooter and his shooting form on point.
Hield outside. Down low. And he makes it look easy, dunking it hard with one hand.
And he's an automatic finisher when he gets into that area.
He is, and he picks the simple one-hand stuff to get the 2 points. Now here's Murray. 14 points for him. Now here's Plumlee. Back to Murray. Beyond the arc. Good on the 3-point shot. Murray's got the lead up to 5 now for the Nuggets.
And they're right around 50% for the game on their threes, and they've only gotten better as the game's gone on.
And the pass to Hield. 1:29 left in the first half of basketball. Good on the shot.
That's got to feel good for the young player. Buddy Hield showing a full arsenal tonight offensively.
Murray, the pass to Millsap. Back to Murray. In for his 7th make in 14 tries. And here's Hield. He'll bring it up for Sacramento. It's a 5-point game. Following this one, they get to host the Hornets. And that will be the middle game of this 3-game homestand. Barnes looking around. Comes up empty from 19 feet out.
That was some very intimidating, aggressive defense that really helped alter that shot.
Wasted no time on that one. Harris has got his first points of the game.
Harris is an efficient shooter, especially from the mid-range, where he can be money.
Hield dishes to Barnes. Denver grabs the miss. Millsap's got rebound number 5 here tonight. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. That one is on Hield.
Given how skilled Millsap is in the post, sometimes you have no choice but to foul him and hope he misses the shot.
He's gone 2 for 2 at the line so far.
And from the line a season ago, 73%.
2 shots.
And he knocks down the first one.
And didn't have a single free throw in that first quarter, but he started to play with a little bit more of an edge to his game here in the second.
Catching up on the changes for Sacramento. Lenz checked in for Harry Giles. Bielitsa comes in for Barnes, and it's Fox in for Buddy Hield. And then for Denver, Noah Vonleh comes in for Michael Porter, and Monte Morris subbed in for Gary Harris.
Well, hard work pays off, and there might not be a better example if you look that up in the dictionary. There could very well be a picture of Paul Millsap. He's made himself into a star in the NBA.
Here's Fox. From deep. And no luck with that time on the buzzer beater. What a performance by Jamal Murray. He has been the story for the Denver Nuggets. He finishes with 9 points in the quarter. The D is having all sorts of problems with him. And a chance now to send it over to David. Thank you, David, for that interview. And we'll see you back here after the break for third quarter basketball.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Jamal Murray has been the story in this one. He ended up with 19 points, 2 rebounds, and 3 assists. His last game out, he was just not himself. But tonight, he has rounded right back into form with a very solid first half. Shaq, let's get your take on Denver.
Well, you got to like that flexibility of Jamal Murray. Lethal from deep, has the size to make plays at the rim, and has the mentality of a #1 scoring option.
And Kenny, what'd you see from Sacramento?
Their defensive fundamentals have been atrocious. I mean, you see guys reaching instead of moving their feet. They're not getting out the shooters. They've dug themselves a hole, and the only way to get out of it is all 5 guys start defending the way they should.
And happy you could join us. We've got 2 quarters left to go in regulation. It's been one outstanding game from Jamal Murray.
Definitely been challenging the defense here early on, not settling for anything outside.
Now, you want these kind of nights where you can start to see those openings before they happen.
The Nuggets leading by 9.
Well, they've been striving towards it for years now, and the Kings are finally one of the premier up-tempo teams.
Well, it works for them when you have a guy like De'Aaron Fox out there to blast off on any possession. You surround him with great shooters in Bogdanovich and Hield. Puts a lot of pressure on the defense on a nightly basis throughout the course of a regular season.
Second half underway. Here's who Mike Malone's got on the floor. The backcourt is Murray and Harris. Millsap and Jokic, the big men. And it's Porter in at the 3 spot.
Just continuing to develop an overall game that was evident coming into the league. Gary Harris getting better at spotting the open man.
And the call up against Jokic. That's his 3rd foul of the game. Two free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. And one thing you have to love about Gary Harris, the way he can explode to the rim.
And Harris is a natural scorer from all parts of the floor, but he can just rocket himself for dunks you aren't used to seeing from players of his size and stature.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
He's off on the first.
So many finishers on this Denver Nugget team and a great second unit that comes in and changes the pace. It's the passing that really helps that Denver Nugget offense get into a flow and make them very difficult to guard. Not a surprise, they were second in assists last year.
And he sinks the second. And Brent, when you take a look at the Nuggets, it's almost as if every bucket comes from that extra pass.
Yeah, the team was in the middle of the road last year in terms of their made threes, but second in threes that were assisted on. So ball movement imperative to the success of their offense. And of course, we know it kind of starts there with that point center in Jokic.
Bagley with the ball. He's got 8. He kicks to Barnes. Fires, high post. Good as the jump shot falls. Barnes has got his 3rd basket of the night.
Barnes pretty much at ease from that spot on the floor.
Harris, bounce pass to the inside. Murray. That's in, coming off the assist from Jokic. Jokic has got 3 assists now in this one. The Kings trail by 15. Now Fox. 9 points in the game so far. And now around 2 minutes gone by in this half. The layup off target. For Denver, they've gone 4 for 4 from the field since the halftime break. Terrific start to the 3rd quarter. Count the basket. 23 points for Jamal Murray.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
Passes to Fox.
Pick coming.
He feeds it to Parker. Just 5 to shoot. The 3 from Barnes. He can't hit that time. And Denver the other way now.
And with the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in the driver's seat.
And everything is dropping for them. Terrific second half run.
Well, with the confidence growing, that's one thing, but they seem to be getting more intense, and that's helping the quality of their play here.
Ooh, and this is turning into a slow start here in the second half. Seems like they left that offense in the locker room.
Here's Murray. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. Harrison Barnes picks one up.
That's not a bad heads-up play there for Murray, easily going into the contact and earning the whistle.
Two shots.
Free throw good, Murray.
A great year for the Kings last year. We're in the playoff hunt right up until the very last month of the season and ultimately came up short. But those guys will be hungry to want some postseason play this year.
Denver making a switch here. Grant's checked in. And so Murray nails both of them. And Brent, as you mentioned, the Kings came up short last year, but you have to think the playoffs are in their future.
Thinking about the playoffs would be nice. They did make a coaching change as Luke Walton is taking over for Dave Yeager, and changing coaches can sometimes disrupt development. Will they continue to play at the same pace that they played at last year? They were phenomenal in the open floor.
And their balanced effort at both ends has hushed this crowd.
Well, all night long, in control of the pace, and you don't want to let go of that rope right now.
Timeout called by the Kings.
And Coach can't be happy, and I think I know why. Their defense putting up no resistance inside.
No, they're not preventing them from scoring, and if you can get to a high-efficiency shot on the floor, and that's the paint, you just keep going.
The Nuggets making a switch here. Barton is checked in.
All right, a chance to look at the stats for Nikola Jokic. Great showing for him last season. 9th in assists, and he did his share on the glass, battled his way into the top 15 in rebounds per game.
And his floor awareness was impeccable last season. As you mentioned, top 10 in assists, just does a great job of getting everyone involved. Here's Fox. Misses off the right iron.
With him struggling tonight, they need to find some other options out there to keep themselves in the game.
They get it back. Jokic. Here's Grant. Goes to the reverse layup and drops it in. Grant's got 8 points.
And a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far.
Fox kicks to Heald. The wide open look here for Fox. And he gets it to go, hitting off the back of the rim. 11 points in the game.
Well, that's good teammate stuff right there. Looking for your guys. Buddy Heald has a strong feel for when to give it up.
And they pick up 2. And that's now 27 points for Jamal Murray.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
Bagley finds Barnes. And it's Barnes slamming it down.
Yeah, that's up there. Harrison Barnes with momentum rises up, and that's a highlight.
Barton against Heald. Pass to Jokic. Some nice ball movement by the Nuggets. To the paint, here's Barton. Off target at the rim.
I don't know what happened there. That was an easy 2 points that he just threw away.
And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
The 7th overall pick in 2012 out of North Carolina, Harrison Barnes won a title in Golden State. Signs the big contract with Dallas, but yet to achieve the stardom that many predicted back in high school.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And the first one drops. Greg, you look at Harrison Barnes. What's his best role?
I mean, Kevin, he's a hard worker, able to hit the spot-up 3. Defensively, his strength gives him some versatility, just a solid contributor.
Barnes hits them both.
Harrison Barnes, great experience at Golden State, a proven champion on that team, and now entering prime years of his career, trying to be consistent and trying to get a little bit better.
Jokic finds Porter. Barnes grabs the miss. Barnes has got 6 rebounds now in the game. And finished off by Bagley.
Gonna have to do more to shut down Bagley.
And so it's Murray who brings the ball up for the Denver Nuggets. Earlier in the game, they held a 25-point lead. Here's Jokic. Good, and the assist goes to Murray. Murray's got 6 assists here tonight.
Another bucket down low. They've been the aggressors, taking the ball inside and attacking at the rim.
Barnes against Porter. The baseline J. The rebound by Grant. Grant's got rebound number 8 now on the night. Parker against Murray. Pass to Porter. Over Fox. Here's Barton. And that's good. A nice job in the glass as they pick up 2 on the second effort.
I'm sorry, that's poor defense down low again. It's been a mismatch thus far in the paint.
And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
Well, Parker doing a good job of moving his body and playing with pace. He's making the defense get a bit too handsy down there.
This is his first trip to the line tonight.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And that one falls for Parker.
There's not a lot of question about Jabari Parker's talent, a versatile forward with a tremendous drive.
Bielitsa, he's checked in for Sacramento. Bogdan Bogdanovic comes in for Buddy Hield. And Denver also making a switch. Monte Morris is checked in for Porter. He hits both from the stripe.
And the Nuggets, one of the better offensive teams in the league, but they play at a slower pace.
Well, they played last year at the 4th slowest pace in the league. Maybe one of those reasons is the 5s that they use in Jokic and Plumlee coming off the bench are not the most agile players in the league. Got to wait for those guys to get their way down into possessions in the half court. But when they were down there, they were pretty effective and pretty tough to stop.
Morris passes to Murray. Over Bogdanovich. Murray, no good.
Shot didn't fall, but that play worked well to get a good look at the basket.
Yeah, an efficient offensive possession. They found the look that they wanted, just didn't go in.
It's Parker with the drive. And stolen by Barton. And here's Jokic. He's got 18. Morris outside. Clock at 6. Takes the 3. Nailed from three-point land. Morris has got 10 points in the game.
And guys, there are some you can give that shot to, but let's be clear, he's not one of them. Terrible job there by the D.
Here's Fox. Here's Parker. Played in with a nice touch off the glass. Parker's got 4 points now in the quarter.
If your small forward stays active like Jabari Parker did that time down low, you'll get second chance opportunities.
And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, over the last few years, there's been a lot of talk about seeding playoff teams 1 through 16, regardless of conference. Now, taking the top 16 teams is a tough sell, especially for owners whose teams are in the relatively weaker Eastern Conference. But taking 8 teams from each conference and then cross-seeding earlier than the finals is something that does seem possible down the road. The reward for fans might be a finals matchup with the 2 best teams in the league. Kevin?
Interesting ideas, David. Thank you. Fox passes to Bagley and finished off by Bagley.
Kind of nights that gets the front office very excited about Bagley's future.
Martin the bounce pass. Grant against Parker. Good D by Parker. The Kings trail by 18. It's Bjelica, and it's good on the assist by Parker. Bjelica's got his second bucket of the night.
Bjelica, when he gets those feet set, that shot looks so good.
Murray, terrific assist, a nice finish, solid play all around.
This quarter belongs to him, and that's how you do it when you're out in front. Don't play it safe. Keep that momentum going.
And there's the pass to Fox. Fires from deep, and the whistle blows. It's going to be on Jabari Parker. That's his first foul. And some changes here for the Kings. Alex Len comes in for Bagley, and it's Rashawn Holmes in for Parker. And then for Denver, Plumlee comes in for Jokic, and Vonleh subbed in for Grant. The Nuggets leading by 17. Morris outside.
Watch the screen.
He dishes it to Plumlee, and it's blocked. Kicks it out to Bogdanovich. Off target from outside. And so it's Barton bringing it up for Denver. Early, look at that.
Yes, sir. Yeah, Will Barton showing off a little bit for you, Kevin. That play undoubtedly getting some oohs and ahs from the audience here, and maybe at home.
Back to Fox. Passes it to Len.
I got him.
The kick out to Fox. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Morris.
And taking a look here at the numbers for Barton, how he performed last season. Last season chipped in 11 points per game, 4 rebounds, and 3 assists. We know that he can come up with the occasional big play, but his overall numbers haven't been impressive.
There is a bit of a feeling they're all looking to him to step up, and they know he's capable of doing it right now, just not getting it done.
And not relying at all on the three-point shot. They may want to rethink about stretching the defense a bit like they did in that first half.
Vonleh dishes to Murray. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. He's gone 6 of 6 from the free throw line.
Two shots.
first free throw is good.
Well, Coach Mike Malone has grown up with this young Nuggets team. He says that he believes in the youth of this team.
Well, the future is so bright for the Denver Nuggets, and really where you have to give Mike Malone a ton of credit is when they made the decision between their two bigs, Jokic and Nurkic, sticking with Jokic and then changing their entire offensive style to play from a point center position. It has paid huge dividends.
Outside, Fox.
Screen coming.
And it's Fox with the jam.
Fox pretty good. When he decides to use his speed, he's going to get the defense on their heels.
The Nuggets leading by 17. Now here's Murray. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. Alex Len picks one up.
Two shots. Relax on the first.
And the first one at the line is good.
And Sacramento seems like a great fit for Luke Walton. Team's approach on offense really matches his own. Should never be a shortage of scoring for the Kings.
You wonder how it is that Luke Walton did his studying coming into this season with how much success last year Dave Yeager had in getting these guys to push the ball up the floor. Luke Walton believes that anyone can rebound and bring it up, and they have the kind of guys who can do that on this roster.
Bogdanovich against Murray. Now here's Fox. Defense right on him. Doesn't go for him.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
Just 2 seconds between shot clock and game clock. Doubled by Bogdanovich. Bounce pass from Plumlee. And the wide open shot from Morris. That one's good from the corner. Morris has got 12.
Great use of the bounce pass. Thumbs down on that one, Kevin. Tough to defend against.
From deep three-point range, and that one released in time, but no good. And as we conclude the third quarter, pretty much a blowout. It's been a one-sided affair. Nuggets lead by 21. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be back in just a moment. And a moment now as we take a look at our State Farm assists of the game.
And he's always been the favorite to bag this honor. These kind of feeds are his bread and butter.
Doesn't happen with every point guard in the league as far as setting your teammates up. Lots more scorers now, but right there creating the scoring opportunity for his teammate.
And 1 quarter to go in a game that to this point has not been an evenly fought contest. Fox and Bogdanovich pair up at the 1 and the 2. Rashawn Holmes out there with Bielitsa, and it's Len in at center. So that's the 5 in the game for Sacramento. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Bogdanovich, and it's sent back by Plumlee.
Big athletic guys like Plumlee, hard to get your shot over them before they can get their hands up.
Sacramento grabs the miss.
How about the timing he shows there to challenge that shot?
Yeah, not easy to do there, and that's a guy that you can tell takes every possession defensively very seriously.
Well, for Bielitsa, he's not the most athletic player on the floor, but Brent, he produces.
Yeah, Bielitsa, one of those guys who can flow into a transition and stop 3 or 4 feet behind the three-point line and drill you from there. So a nice guy as a secondary option on the break is Bielitsa.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
First one falls for him. Brent, a lot of teams will be paying that luxury tax, and that is a tough thing for a lot of owners to swallow. Is this the best method to deter teams from going over the cap and overspending and outspending smaller markets?
You're hitting the nail on the head, Kevin, because there are some teams, as much as you said it's tough for some teams to swallow, there are other teams that never see that pill.
Right.
And they're willing to go as far as they need to go in order to put a championship team on the floor. It seems to be working, but the question you had for me, was it a deterrent right now? I don't know if it's as significant as it needs to be. We know the repeater tax certainly hurts some teams, but there are still teams that are willing to spend, Kevin. That's really tough on small market teams who want to avoid that at all costs.
And it's in there.
Harris is used to the contact, exceptional at scoring despite getting hit on that shot.
Fox passes to Holmes. Fades away. Sacramento again missing. The kick out to Porter. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
And the medical red flags for Michael Porter Jr. caused him to slide to the Nuggets in the 2018 draft. 2 back surgeries in less than a year. An injury suffered initially in his sophomore year of high school. The risk is there, but if his body holds up, potentially a star in the making.
Two shots. Relax on the first.
First free throw is good. And after essentially a redshirt rookie year with the Nuggets, Michael Porter Jr., the 14th pick in the 2018 draft, is back in action.
Could be a huge addition. Remember, Porter was projected as a top 2 pick entering his freshman season at Missouri. If he can stay healthy, you're adding an elite talent to your rotation.
And so he hits both.
Impeccable from the line since halftime.
And here's Hield. He'll bring it up for Sacramento. A little over a minute and a half of the fourth quarter gone now. And it's Mason Plumlee with the foul. That's his first foul. Brent, you know, the NBA, not the only league with great players and great play. Talk about some of the other prominent leagues around the world. There's some terrific competition.
There's some great competition overseas in the Turkish leagues. Some very good players that play in the Russian league. There are some great players who are coming out of Australia, and we're actually seeing players now skip playing in the G League to go down to Australia to start their development and professional careers. So when we talk about the world game, Kevin, we're not joking around. It's a very real thing, and we continue to invite the best players that we can find, and they come from all over.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Here's Fox. Offensive rebound. And Holmes throws it down.
Nice job clearing some space out under the boards and setting himself up there for the putback.
And not just any old putback, Clark, but a big, big follow. The feed now to Millsap. And it's slammed in by Millsap.
And now the defense has to shift what they're going to try to do with Paul Millsap getting off to a hot start here.
Porter against Fox. Pass to Barnes. Over Morris. And the shot is long. Nuggets have gone 3 of 4 on field goal attempts since getting things started here in the fourth. The offensive rebound. Millsap. No good on that one.
Those are chances almost always you can rely on him to get you 2 points, but the D just enough to keep him out of rhythm.
Here's Barnes, and that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. That one on Porter. Last season, Harrison Barnes had a rough time shooting the ball early on. Brent, that changed after the trade to Sacramento.
Well, Harrison Barnes is a very good player, and I think a lot of people look at what Harrison is getting paid as opposed to what his production is. But with this kind of veteran leader on this team and some young guys in Bogdanovich and Fox and Buddy Hield, Harrison Barnes is the kind of guy that you can lean on to help these guys move along a little bit faster.
That's good from Barnes. When people talk about a player's mileage limit, do you think total games is the most accurate assessment in that?
I don't think so, Kevin.
What is it?
It's the amount of minutes that the players play.
Yeah.
I mean, there are plenty of studies out there that teams are digging around on that when players reach, and trust me, they got to be lucky, but you're talking 35,000, 40,000 minutes in the league, that the body is just not capable at that point of replicating the things that it's done year in and year out. So forget about the games. Go to total minutes played. That's where you'll find the biggest fall off for some of your favorite players that have amused and entertained you for years.
Interesting. Fox against Millsap. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. Well, what an incredible difference it was for De'Aaron Fox from his rookie year to his second season.
Well, they really committed to a style that allowed De'Aaron Fox just to take the reins and run up and down the floor. Obviously, we talk so much about his speed and ability to get out and transition to put pressure on the defense. The next step, again, for all these young players is to remain consistent in their play and then defend your position on the other end.
Free throw good, Fox.
Well, he's always been about speed, even back to his college days at Kentucky, and he's learned how to harness some of that on the offensive end of the floor. De'Aaron Fox picking his spots and looking for areas where he can get to be a little bit more effective.
Jokic, he's checked in for the Nuggets. Both shots good from the stripe. And Brent, you talk about Fox in the draft, was viewed as a defensive player.
Well, pretty interesting considering what we've watched over the course of the last year and a half. De'Aaron Fox just out in the fast break and in transition. You wonder if the way the game has changed, Kevin, in the past 3 years, it's allowing a player with the skill set of De'Aaron Fox to really flourish in playing open floor style.
And he might be small for a center, but boy, can he jump out of the building.
Morris against Fox.
I got your help side.
Porter looking it over. Here's Jokic. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. Well, Greg, the rapid ascension of Nikola Jokic into NBA stardom has been nothing short of amazing. You know, he really is an elite center now.
I mean, he's the best player on a very talented young team in the West. I would not be surprised to see him win an MVP in the next few years.
Two shots.
And the first one drops. You know, Brent, passing is just one of the many things that Jokic does well on the floor.
Well, it doesn't look pretty at times, and there's not a ton of athleticism, but the cerebral play of Jokic, and then for teams to try to prepare, Kevin, defensively for a team offensively that plays from a point center, that's a bit of a mind job night in and night out. Denver's done such a great job of accentuating the skill set of Nikola Jokic.
Brent, when constructing a team, it's always tricky to fit in max contracts. But the truth is, some players probably deserve much more money than they're allowed to receive.
Incredible to say that, right, Kevin?
Is, yeah.
But there are guys like LeBron James whose $35 million contract might be worth $100.
I always thought about Jordan, too, right? I mean, my goodness.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. And for the years that Michael Jordan was underpaid in Chicago for what it was he was doing. But in terms of competitive balance for the league and 30 franchises, and for you to try to build a team and a roster to put out on the floor to play this game and have opportunities to win championships, it's really the only way, and sometimes unfairly for guys in terms of their competition and compensation to have to put maximums on what it is that players can earn.
Harris outside. from the arc. Gets it to go from beyond the arc.
Oh, the confidence that Gary Harris is playing with right now. He is ready to shoot once that ball touches his mitts.
Parker outside. Barnes outside. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Parker. Parker's got 3 assists in the game. Denver leading by 21. Here's Morris. Pass to Jokic. Porter in the corner. Outside Millsap. And Buddy Hield is going to pick up the foul. That's foul number 2 for him. Brent, obviously some good players have taken less money for a chance at a winning championship situation. That's made some rich teams even better.
Well, you have to appreciate a player in that regard, thinking that the financial gains that he could have somewhere else and playing for a team that's not capable of doing what it is that you're trying to do, and that's win a championship, that they've decided, look, it's not about that for me. What it is about the experience of being around a team that elevates itself to being the best team in the league. And if you're fortunate enough at the highest level, Kevin, as a basketball player, to be around a championship, that experience sticks with you for a lifetime. So you do appreciate guys looking for those opportunities to be around a championship.
And he knocks down the first one.
And for a big man, Jokic is more than just a good free throw shooter. He is fantastic.
And Jokic drops them both. Brent, with advanced analytics becoming commonplace in the NBA, which stats do you personally hold most valuable?
Well, it's amazing to talk about effective field goal percentage. I laugh a lot about...
Which is everything shooting, free throws.
Yeah, well, I like to use true shooting percentage, Kevin, because that's where you adopt 3-point shooting percentage, 2-point shooting percentage, and your free throw percentage.
Everything.
But in talking to a lot of people around the league, general managers and coaches, I laugh inside to myself a little bit like, well, so now shooting's important? Like what? Like now shooting's important around the league?
Right.
As if, you know, the time that you go out to start playing basketball, you grab a ball, you go towards the goal, and your goal is to make the shot. And so we're talking so much more about how much shooting is valued. Effective field goal percentage is tremendous, with true shooting percentage being not far behind.
Player salary is obviously a large investment, Brent. What are some other investments that owners can make to help their team get better, either on the floor or off?
Massive one, Kevin, obviously, is in terms of your players' wellness and what it is that you're doing with your physical therapy staff, your strength and conditioning staff, because you want these guys available at the best and maximum potential physically that they can give you. A lot of teams, quite frankly, in the past couple of seasons, Kevin, looking into other ways, holistic therapies, mental approach that they can have mental wellness for their players as part of their programming. So teams that think you build some beautiful practice facility and just let the guys go bounce the ball around and shoot are absolutely missing.
Right? Yes.
Yeah, they're missing the boat on what it is that their players require, need to be complete as people.
Murray, the pass to Jokic. The kick out to Barton. That's in, coming off the assist from Jokic. Jokic has got 6 assists here tonight.
Well, a big man who can really dish it out. Jokic really reliable, setting up his teammates.
Barnes outside. Again, the miss by the Kings.
Yeah, the three-pointer has not been his weapon in this one. He had 1 in the first quarter and still 0 here in the second.
Off the left rim and out. The Kings have gone 6 of 13, so just above 46% on their field goal attempts here in the quarter.
So awesome to see Jabari Parker return to form, especially when he's rising up.
Fox against Morris. Kicks it to Murray from outside the arc. Offensive rebound. Bagley with the block. Parker against Millsap. Healed the pass to Fox. Three-pointer. Drills it from outside. Fox has got 13 points here in the second half alone.
Yeah, trying more and more to utilize the three-pointer. It's a good idea. That's his second three of the game, one in each half.
Morris right side. Doubled by Fox. Out of bounds, Sacramento takes possession.
And that's just carelessness there. I mean, you have got to have your head in the game.
And some changes here for the Kings. Brewer is checked in for Barnes. Kent Bazemore comes in for Heald. And Corey Joseph subbed in for De'Aaron Fox. Denver also making some changes. Bates Diop's checked in. And it's Torrey Craig in for Will Barton. Parker outside.
I got your help. Out.
Of course, Dirk Nowitzki spent his whole career with the Dallas Mavericks. We don't see that much anymore, do we? From the beginning to the end with one team.
No, but I think we're going to still occasionally have anomalies like we did with Reggie being in Indiana for the years of his playing career. Nate McMillan was in Seattle for his playing career, now coach of the Indiana Pacers. So there will be times where we'll have that once or twice. It's not going to happen very much,
Shooting
Kevin.
two. Not in today's
not in
NBA.
today's game, and not with what's at stake.
That's good from Bagley.
Marvin Bagley, the second overall pick in the 2018 draft. It's another step forward for him this year.
Here's what Sacramento's going with right now. Harrison Barnes, he's checked in for Brewer. Heald comes in for Kent Bazemore. And it's Fox in for Corey Joseph. Both good from the line that time. Denver with the ball. Earlier in the game, they held a 25-point lead. The pass to Jokic. That's tipped. Back to Murray. That's in, coming off the assist from Jokic. Jokic has got his 7th assist in the game.
And they're really in a good position here, thanks in part to the way he's been able to score the basketball.
To the middle. Bagley in the post. Jokic defending. Bagley, no good. Denver leading by 20. A lot of missing stats from the 60s and 70s, but if we could go back and look at those actual numbers, any players you think would really be catching our eye in terms of, wow, I didn't know that guy was that good, or he's better than I thought he was?
Well, don't we always look at the incredible, mind-boggling numbers of Wilt Chamberlain
yes,
and think, what was that guy doing?
Yeah.
And we don't even have half of it.
No.
So Wilt Chamberlain comes to mind first. What I think about, Kevin, when that question comes up is how many great players through the 70s and also really through the 80s, because the three-point line wasn't accentuated enough, missed the opportunity to be even greater scorers. I mean, Jerry West with a three-point line.
Can you imagine that?
You got to be kidding me. So there's a lot of gap of those players, too, that also because of changes in rules and because the three-point line wasn't in, that we would be talking about in terms of nostalgia and their accomplishments with a much different voice.
Even someone as recent as Jordan, with the rules the way they are now?
Absolutely.
Unbelievable.
With the openness of the floor and
Yes.
what Michael could do, as if he wanted to prove he could do more.
Exactly. Mason Plumlee's checked in for Nikola Jokic.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And he can't get the first one. And he's good on the second. So it's Denver now. Murray with it. Harris outside. Feeds to Porter. Back to Harris. 5 to shoot. The Nuggets need to get a shot off here. And that one's good by Porter.
And he's just adept at scoring in so many ways. It's clear Porter very comfortable operating inside.
Hield outside. Passes it to Barnes. Over Millsap. Sinks it from just inside the baseline. Barnes has got 8 points here in this quarter.
Defense couldn't be any better. Harrison Barnes on that possession, getting it done.
Outside Porter. Back to Murray. Doubled by Fox. Murray finds Plumlee. And Paul Millsap, the bucket on the assist from Plumlee. Plumlee's got 6 assists in the game. Fox against Murray. Top of the key. Porter pulls it in. The Nuggets leading by 23.
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for Denver.
It was a standout performance across the board.
I mean, it was like watching a cat play with a mouse. They were able to do more or less whatever they wanted.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year.
They can chalk this one up, but these two teams will see plenty more of one another before the season's over.
And we watched one guy all night long, guys, and looking at the stats just confirms what a dominant game he had. What a night tonight it was for Jamal Murray.
Now, this was a showcase night of his skills offensively.
Inside, the shot's good from Plumlee.
And they came in determined to take this one. It's going to be a happy flight home.
Yeah, when you step into an opposing team's arena and you can play with this type of composure, boy, that food tastes good on the way out of town.
Doubled by Plumlee, Hield, and they call the foul, so a chance at the line for one more coming up.
Impressive how Hield can take contact and still remain laser focused on finishing a play. He plays much bigger than his body.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
Free throw drops for Hield.
And Hield is a player who you love to see take trips to the free throw line, as consistent as he is there.
The clock now can just run out for the Nuggets. Alvanley. So it's the Nuggets winning this one easily. This one was over well before the final buzzer. The fans were waiting for something to get excited about, Greg, but they never got it.
And they sure didn't. I mean, they just rolled to this win. They made it look really easy. What an efficient performance at both ends.
It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge. Thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that about wraps it up. So for David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, Brent Barry, and the whole 2K Sports crew, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for being with us. We'll see you next time.